Hi there, it's Diane Evans with StampinWithDiane.com. I'm an independent Canadian Stampin' Up demonstrator. So if this is your first time coming to my YouTube channel, welcome. But make sure that you do subscribe. And by subscribing, what's going to happen is you'll get notified every time I upload a new video. And by hitting that bell down below, you get notified immediately as soon as I do that. So today what I want to do is I want to show you a hidden treasure. There's this bundle, it's called Brushed Blooms, and it's on page 29 of the J to J mini catalog. It comes with a beautiful stamp set and these dies that go along. And when you do buy it as a bundle, you save your 10%. But today what I want to do is I want to use these dies. Now, remember that bundle is on page 29. I'm not even using the brush dies, and these dies are really kind of effective, and I don't know if you can really see them. But they not only have embossing on them, but they have beautiful cuts like this. But I'm not using these today. I'm just using the flower dies that are here. So today we're going to make a twisted easel card, and it goes like this. And we're using that beautiful, for Love You Always, the beautiful foil and the specialty paper as well. All right, so let's get started. So what I have here is I have a piece of Blushing Bride, and it's 8.5 by 4 1/4, and I've scored it 4 1/4. And I'm just going to go in. I'm not going to actually score that at this point or fold that at this point. The one thing is all of these measurements are going to be on my blog, and there is a link below to my blog. So what you're going to do is you're going to bring in your scoring tool, and you are going to measure from this outer corner here, right up at the top here, down to this score line here. And that's why I haven't actually folded it yet, because I want to get the score line in here first. So then I'm just coming with my scoring tool, and we're just going to score there down to that corner there. And that's what is the mechanism that's going to give us the twisted easel card. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're just going to fold into the mountain. And I'm just going to come in with my bone folder. And let's get a really good score here. And then we're going to fold this part back again, and a really good score right there. And like I say, that is what's going to give us our twisted easel, because I'm going to put this other piece of Blushing Bride, and it is 4 1/4 by 4 1/4. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put that there, and that's what's going to give the easel. Now, I want this because it's going to move quite a bit. I am using my multi-purpose liquid glue. And we're just going to put it on there like so. And like I say, I'm just going to line this up. Just make sure it's good and even along there, and also along this edge. And by using that glue, it does give you that tiny bit of wiggle room on there. And that is, like I say, what's going to give us the easel. Now, I've used a number of different things. I've gone ahead and I've used the Prize Peony Designer Series paper. And I use this, I'm using Gray Granite Blushing Bride. And then I'm using that beautiful foil and the specialty paper as well from, like I said, the Love You Always. So with this one, what I want to do is I want to go ahead and I'm going to put this in an embossing folder, and these are the Dainty Diamonds embossing folder. I'm going to bring in my cut and emboss, and I have to use the big one because this doesn't fit through my baby boss. So I'm just going to layer that on there. And this is a 3D one, so I'm using this specialty plate. And we're just going to run that through. And that's all we really have to do with this whole cut and emboss machines, because I've gone ahead and cut out all the dies ahead of time. All right, so now what we're going to do is, whoops, let's just take this out of here. And I've made sure that the popped up edge is there. And now I just have sandpaper, and this happens to be a painter's sanding block. And all I'm going to do is I'm just going to sand this. And what this is going to do, see how it gives a bit, it takes some of the stuff away, and this is where it's not sanded. So it just sort of highlights the embossing folder a little bit more. Be careful, this is designer series paper. And the reason why you get that white spot on there is also because it is white cord paper. So if there was a directional design on there, we'd have to make sure that this goes correctly on there. But on this particular one, there is no direction to the design. So let's just go and put that on there. This is actually a relatively simple card, but it sure doesn't look that way when you really look at it. All right, so we're just going to put that on there. Should we get that in the middle? There we go. And by sanding it, it kind of gives it a bit of a rough edge on there. And then it's just like that. Now we need to have a bit of a stopper down here. So I love this dual oval punch. It has beautiful scallops here. So I'm actually going to punch out from the Blushing Bride pink. Just going to have one of those there. And then what I want to do is I want to do a thank you card. So I've got some gray granite, and I am actually going to emboss this with white embossing powder. So I'm going to use my embossing buddy. And I have actually, I love this thank you. It's a beautiful font on here from the Timeless Tropical stamp set. So I'm going to use that one. And I had it right here. Wouldn't you know it? Here we go. And I'm going to stamp first and then cut it out with the punch. I like to do it that way better because that way I can make sure or ensure that it's right there in the middle. So let's just use the Versa mark on here. And we just put it there. And I'm going to actually use white embossing powder on here. And I keep my embossing powder in a tub. I find it works better for me that way. And then I'm just going to heat set it. I didn't do this up ahead of time because I just want to show you how quickly it really comes together. So I usually always heat up my tool and then just run it through once. Well, it'll start heating up. And once it starts, it goes very, very quickly. And you notice I'm moving my paper on there. All right. So now, I always say stamp first, then cut. And that's going to really help here. So we're just going to go in and center this part onto the embossing. Or center it onto the sentiment. And now we're going to put that on there. Now, because we need it as a stopper, we're going to be using dimensionals on both pieces. So I'm just going to put here and then some on the back here as well. And then we're bringing in our Take Your Pick tool to take these little backings off. And let's put that, I think we're going to put that up about there. I think is going to be good enough. And let's take these and put those on there as well. So now we've got like the mechanism for the easel and everything else like that. Now it's time to start playing with the beautiful flowers and everything else. So I've cut a stitched oval from the stitch shape dies. And I'm going to place this on here. Should I place it like that? I'm actually going to place it like this. So that's going to go on with dimensionals. But let's come in. And I've gone ahead and already cut these out, these different dies. Like I say, there are 3 layers. So you have this one, and this one. So a solid one, the more open one, and then quite a fine one. So I'll show you how that goes. I've used, like I said, Love You Always specialty paper. I've used gray granite, and then I've used the foil. Now, I've gone ahead, when you cut these out, it takes a bit of time to get them in the position that you need them onto this particular piece. So I'm just going to use my liquid glue. And I'm not putting a whole lot on there, so it won't actually, I won't have the fear of it oozing out on me. And I've marked them actually. And then I'm going to just go ahead and match those mark lines up. I took the time before we went live here so that I could put this on here so that you wouldn't have to watch me try to fiddle with it. So like I say, the Specialty Designer Series paper, the gray granite, and then this beautiful Blushing Bride foil. So I just have a couple of pieces that just need to be poked out here. Here and one over here. And now we're just going to go ahead and put this third layer on there. And as you can see, like I say, I've marked some of that. This third layer is the hardest one to get on there so that it looks proper. And especially for the little ones. So I've already gone ahead and put those on there. All right, so where's my pencil mark? It's right there. Okay. And then it's going to go right about like so. Just like that. Isn't that just beautiful? The colors, everything just goes so nice together. Now we're going to do a lot of popping up. So let's get some dimensionals on the back of this one. And I'm putting them in the center of these because I want to layer some down below and layer some, you know, behind it and everything else. Now with these particular small ones, I've used the gray granite on the back, the Blushing Bride, and then the foil. And then on this one, I use the specialty paper, the gray granite, and then the specialty foil as well. So we're just going to put that there. Now I also have these leaves here. And I have one already attached, and just to show how easy it is to attach it. And then I have one that's without. So let's see. Just put that onto this piece here. Whoops. And then, yeah, just, oh, that shininess makes it really hard to put it on there under the light. There we go. All right, so now we're kind of ready to start popping these things up. So now what I'm going to do is I think I'm going to put this one up about here. Yeah, I'm going to put that there. I want it to come up a little bit higher than what I did on my original card. So we're going to put that there. And then let's take this one. And I'm going to actually put it so that it's kind of under this one. And now what I can do is I can put this, well, no, I think we'll put this one on first. So let's go take that off, and we can put this, and I'm going to actually have it where it's up, where it's all gathered up that way. Now, because these are smaller ones, I'm going to take my smaller dimensionals, and then I'm going to take my Take Your Pick tool, and I'm going to put them behind here. Now, I don't want to put them at the bottom, but I definitely want this one to be popped up. And normally I would put a bit of glue on the bottom here, but with these 3 dimensionals, it's going to stay onto this card. Normally, like I say, I would put, whoops, I would put the glue down there, but I don't think we need that. So I'm going to just put that like that. Excuse, and then I'm going to put one piece there. And I'm going to put this one fairly flat, and I see that I didn't. Just going to put that in there. And then this one's going to go down here, but I want to put a dimensional there, there, and then I'll take this one off when I put it onto the front of the card. But I see that I didn't, I needed one more. A foil one. So this is going to go, let's see, I'm going to put that in there. So I'm going to take these 2 dimensionals off, and then I'll take that dimensional off when I put it onto the front of the card. Whoops. Take this off. There. And that is going to just slip under and over on that, and then I'll take that one off after. Now what I want to do is I want to get one of these ones, and I have my foil and I have my little mini cut and emboss, so I'm going to cut out one of these leaves out of there. Have I got that small enough? I think I do. Yep. All right, so let's just quickly put that in there and cut that one out. Now, if you do get any glue on any types of this foil, what you want to do is you just want to take rubbing alcohol and a Q-tip to take them off. This foil, I should probably use my tape, but it does gum it up a bit, so that's the reason why I'm not on this particular one. So it flips around because the foil coils or it curls. So I wouldn't use the Post-it note tape because it does leave a bit of a sticky film on there. So you kind of just have to play with it, and hopefully you can get it to go through. All right, so let's just take that one out of there. Put that back in there. And then I'm just going to put this one. I think I'll put one of the small dimensionals just on the tip here. What would we do without these small dimensionals? We'd be doing lots of cutting, that's for sure. Because you can use regular dimensionals and just cut them. I just find they're a very valuable tool. So now I'm just going to put this up here. There we go. All right, so now it's ready to be put onto the base of this card. So let's go in with this, and we'll put it right about there. So we're going to put that on with dimensionals as well. Of course we're using dimensionals, right? I love dimensionals. I find there one, oh, and I'm going to take this off, this little one, because we want that one to come off. And put that right like this. Isn't that pretty? My goodness. And then I'm also coming in with this beautiful Blushing Bride ribbon, and I don't want the gold part because of the silver. So I'm actually just going to go in and tie a faux bow, or just a knot, actually, not even a faux bow. Just want to turn this so that we don't see any of that gold. And we'll cut that with our ribbon scissors. Just like so. Whoops. Just trim that a bit more. And we'll come in with our glue dots. Grab a glue dot. I've got this bow good and tight. Put it onto the back. Let's put that down about there. And of course we have to go ahead and we've got to put some dimensional or some embellishments on it. Now I use the Elegant Faceted Gems. Although these are petal pink, they go really well with this, I find. So I'm just going to put one up here. And I can use two of these small ones. We'll put one there, and then another one just down here. So there's my card. I hope you like that. But, yeah, there it is there. So like I say, if you do like that, give me the thumbs up. If you have any questions, just ask below in the comment section. Also, if you haven't subscribed already, make sure that you do subscribe. And if you do live in Canada, I'd love to be your demonstrator. I do have a host code each and every month, and this is the host code for the first part of this month. If you do use the host code, I have some tutorials for you. And another thing also is I do have a very generous online program for people that use the host code. So I hope that you have a great day, and thanks very much. Bye for now.